Hi everyone, my name is Brooke. I am making this video to kind of talk about my experience with KB Homes and my fiance's experience with KB Homes, buying a house with them, the process so far. We decided to build and buy a house with KB about a month and a half ago. We started the process in the Houston, Texas area. We're currently in California, so we're moving to the Houston area. And as soon as we decided to go with them, I was looking online for information, and there's just not as much as I thought there would be about, a huge national builder in the United States. There are some things, but there's just not a ton. So I thought it might be helpful to other people, other potential buyers, other people who just want to know more about KB if I documented our experience. So yeah, that is why I'm doing this. So let me start at the beginning. We originally toured a few communities in the Houston area when we visited about a month and a half ago. Found one that we loved. The sales counselor was so nice. We didn't have an appointment at one of them, the one that we actually ended up choosing. That community, we didn't have like an appointment for a tour or anything. We just showed up, and the sales counselor was very nice. He immediately dropped whatever he was doing and took us on a tour of the models and answered all of our questions. Probably took like an hour out of his day, honestly. So that was really nice. He followed up with us in an email afterwards and got the whole thing started and was very communicative, very responsive to all of our questions. Basically, when you first decide that you want to go with KB, the first things that you'll have to do is you'll have to pick your floor plan. They have a bunch. They have like on average, I think it's like 8 to 10 per community that you get to choose from. So usually they only have a few of those models actually built out. So the other ones you kind of have to pick just looking at the floor plan sketch online. But that's actually what we did. We picked one that had not been a model. So we actually haven't walked through the house that we are building, but I've watched videos of it. I saw one that a realtor had done, like a tour of it. So I know we're gonna love it. We picked it because it just fit our wants and needs and was a good size for us. We definitely wanted space to grow our family in and really set down roots. So that's why. So we picked a floor plan, and then you pick an elevation for your floor plan, and then you pick the lot. And the lot, just something that people may not know if you've never bought new construction before, but each lot has a premium. So like you have the base price of your home that's advertised on the website, and that price just encompasses all the very, very standard things. Like you go on a model, and those models have all the bells and whistles, all the upgrades. That model would not be the price that you're seeing online for that floor plan. So just know that the lots also have a premium depending on where they are. Some are more expensive than others. So just keep that in mind too. That adds to the base price. So first thing, tour community. The sales counselor follows up with you. You tell them you want to do it. Pick your floor plan, your elevation, and your lot. Then he'll tell you, how much that lot is and stuff. You can ask any questions. Our sales counselor has been absolutely fantastic. He's so responsive. He answers all of our questions. Really timely. Great so far. So after that, they draft up a purchase agreement. They'll send you the purchase agreement. You go through it, sign, you initial, yada, yada, yada. And if they're including any incentives, those will be listed in the purchase agreement too. So we signed our purchase agreement in the month of October. So if you're thinking about going with KB, October is actually a great month to sign for incentives because we got a ton of incentives because it was like their end of year wrap up incentive package. So we got blinds for the whole house included, free of charge for us. We got granite countertops included. We got a few thousand toward our closing cost, a few thousand off our lot premium. Oh, and a stainless steel fridge. Those were all incentives to get us to sign then. So October is the way to go if you're unsure. After that, Let's see. Okay, so after you sign the purchase agreement, you have to go and apply for a loan. They do only give you the incentives if you go with their in-house lender, which is KBHS Loans. If you go with a different outside mortgage company, broker, you do not get any of those incentives. So that's a really important asterisk. Yeah, you definitely only get them if you go with their lender, which we did. So your sales counselor will tell you which loan originator to apply with. He'll send you the link. You go to the website, you upload everything that you could ever possibly know about yourself for the loan online. And we heard back from our loan originator really quickly. We had done the application maybe 2 days before, and then we got a call from her telling us we were pre-approved. And that whole process of getting the loan and getting fully approved took us about 35 days. So from the time that you sign the purchase agreement and apply for the loan, your house doesn't start, nothing starts until the loan gets approved for financing by the underwriter. So you have to wait. It says on KB's website, like 30 to 50 days, and that was accurate for us. They will come back and ask you for more things after the original application. So just be aware that you should be checking the portal. If you decide to go with KB, you should be checking the portal pretty often for those things, just to keep it moving along. I just thought of something else and now it's gone. What was it? We had some questions for the loan officer and she answered all of our questions really quickly. We called her up a few times and she answered. They've been really sweet, really great to work with. It doesn't feel shady at all to me. Like they're very open. They tell you, what the process is and what to expect. When we got notified that our loan had been approved for financing and they were like, yay, congratulations. Like now you just wait on the builder. They do tell you also when you're going to hear from them again. So they tell you, okay, so now like you're good to go. You're good for construction. They'll have to, the builder will have to apply for some permits and then they'll get started on your house, which is so exciting. That was just like an amazing day. They do tell you when you're going to hear from them again. So they say like 60 to 45 days before you're closing, they'll reach out to you again for updated info, income, all that jazz. And then you'll have to provide that to them again at that time. But for now, you're golden. Good job. Great. Congrats. So then your sales counselor will reach out to you with your first update and photo. So they finally, it's only been like a month since we started this process, but it feels like a long time. They finally set up like the framing for our foundation. And we heard from our sales counselor saying, your loan has been approved. We finally started. This is when you can expect to hear from the construction person. So that's where we are currently. We're waiting for the construction superintendent to reach out to us before they pour the foundation. We're supposed to get weekly updates from both the sales counselor and the construction superintendent. I'm remembering what I forgot now. So rewind. After you sign the purchase agreement and get your loan started, you have to have 2 appointments with their design studio. And this is where you should be careful because there are so many things, especially if you actually toured the models in person, there are so many things that you're going to want and they all cost more money because they're upgrades. So, however, since we were back in California at this point, both of our design studio appointments were virtual with the studio in Houston, the design studio there. And the lady that helped us, Jacqueline, was so nice. She took all of our questions. She was so patient. She took us through every little thing. I was prepared to be pretty overwhelmed with all the options, but I actually wasn't. I think that we had a pretty good idea of what we wanted, what was non-negotiable, what our budget was going into the first meeting. So basically the first meeting is putting together your wish list. They take you through absolutely everything. Like, do you want your baseboards to be 3.5 inches or 5 inches? Do you want rectangular sinks in your bathrooms or oval shaped? Like everything that you could possibly think of, they ask you. Some things that I think are really important to do: upgrade your kitchen if your kitchen's important to you, because that's just going to be a huge hassle later. I mean, that's really what we did, is focused on spending the money now on things that we couldn't change or things that would be a huge hassle to change down the road. Things like light fixtures in the bathrooms, faucets, stuff like that. We went all standard for those, like doorknobs and stuff, because we can change that ourselves. But things like cabinets, things like flooring, tile, those things we did upgrade because we're not going to want to deal with that later and the mess that that would entail. We did go for 9-foot ceilings on the first floor. That was more a me choice than my fiance's choice, but he's excited about it. And the nice thing is, pro tip, if you are considering going for the higher ceiling on the bottom level, it automatically bumps you up to bigger doors. Like the front and back door are going to be 8 feet now instead of like around 7 feet. The windows are bigger on the bottom floor and you got the bigger cabinets. So that's all kind of lumped into the price of raising your ceiling, which in my opinion is totally worth it. Also, this video might be longer than I was expecting it to be. Forgot how much was in this process. But another thing that you may not know about new construction that you should know is some things that you think are standard are not standard. Like you have to pay to add gutters to your house. That doesn't come with the base price. Sprinklers, gotta pay for those. Those two things, the gutters really got me. I was like, really? Like there's no gutters? Anyways, it's worth it to do. You need it. And so we did those. Then also in your design meeting, you pick like the color scheme for the outside. You pick everything. You pick your stair railing, your floor, your carpet. Do you want extra carpet padding underneath your carpet? Do you want your outlet here? Do you want it there? Do you want to raise it a little bit? Like literally everything. So the first one, you put together your wish list, and then your second one is like a week or so later where you finalize everything. Now, this is important. When you go into your second appointment, know exactly what you want, because if you change anything after that second appointment is over, they charge you to change it. Now, we haven't changed anything, but they did warn us about that. So just forewarning, the second appointment is it. So is there anything else? That's pretty much where we are right now. We got our first update that they'd started a week ago, and they say that it should be done. We should be closing around the end of July next year. Fingers crossed. I know there are some supply shortages, delays because of our lovely friend, the pandemic, but I hope that doesn't affect us. They said that they didn't expect it to, and KB also has a great reputation for getting their homes done on time when they say they're going to be. So I feel pretty confident, but I'm also expecting it to be done. Like I'm telling myself August or September, just so I'm not like bummed if July comes around and it's not done yet. Is there anything else that I think that's it. Right now, we're just waiting for them to pour the foundation, but we're so excited. I'll make a few more videos probably just about the process and where we are in a few weeks from now, if anything has changed. But since we are in California, we don't have the ability to go and see the progress. I mean, we could fly out there every week, but we're not gonna do that. So we kind of are relying on their photos and their updates. But so far, they've been absolutely great at communication, which is huge to me, makes me feel a lot more comfortable with the whole process, especially being out of state from the actual construction. So I feel really good about it. And my fiance is really excited too. I feel like this whole video has been my opinion, but he's not here right now. So we're both super excited about it and can't wait to see what it looks like at the end. So I will keep you updated, but I hope this was helpful. If you're looking to buy a KB home or you've already bought one and are just at a different stage, I hope this was helpful. And yeah,